Welcome to the world of pixels, perspective, and palette, where your knowledge of photography is tested. This is the Photo Mentor's Ultimate Photography Trivia Quiz. I'm your host, Charlie Clickster, here to guide you through this panorama of questions, quizzing your memory, challenging your understanding, and putting your knowledge to the ultimate test. Here are the rules. I will display a question and you will have 10 seconds before the answer is revealed. Are you ready? Who invented the first commercially successful instant camera? A. George Eastman. B. Edwin Land. C. Louis Daguerre. D. Thomas Edison. Edwin Land, an American scientist and inventor, is the mind behind the first commercially successful instant camera. In 1947, his company, Polaroid, introduced the Land camera, which was able to produce a black and white photograph in just 60 seconds. While on a family vacation, Land took a photo of his 3-year-old daughter. She innocently asked to see the picture he had just made, which of course was impossible. Her innocent question stuck with him, and as they walked around town, he set his mind to solving the problem. According to Land's own recollections, within an hour he envisioned the camera, the film, and chemistry required. That evening, he sat with a friend and described a dry camera which would give a picture immediately after exposure. Which camera brand produced the K1000 model, popular among teachers and photography students? A. Canon. B. Nikon. C. Olympus. D. Pentax. The Pentax K1000 is a 35mm SLR, renowned for its simplicity, reliability, and ease of use, making it a popular choice among photography students. Produced by the Pentax Corporation, it was manufactured from 1976 to 1997 and is still widely used by photography enthusiasts. One of the reasons the K1000 is popular among schools is the system is almost all made of metal, such as the springs, gears, and levers. The camera is a manually focused SLR with manual exposure control. It is also completely operable without batteries. Batteries are only required for the light metering information in the viewfinder. What type of photography often uses tilt-shift lenses to avoid perspective distortion? A. Portrait photography. B. Wildlife photography. C. Architectural photography. Or D. Street photography. Tilt-shift lenses are often employed in architectural photography. These special lenses can be adjusted or tilted to alter the depth of field and shifted to adjust the position of the subject in the image frame without moving the camera. This helps control perspective distortion, allowing buildings and structures to be captured accurately without converging vertical lines. Tilt-shift lenses have 2 sets of knobs, one that controls the tilt function and one that controls the shift function. Which photo editing software was the first to introduce the healing brush tool? A. GIMP. B. CorelDRAW. C. Lightroom. D. Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop introduced the healing brush tool, a feature widely used for retouching and repairing the images. This tool samples the surrounding area and blends the imperfections into the rest of the image, making it extremely useful for removing blemishes or unwanted objects. What does the bulb mode on a camera do? A. Increases brightness. B. Controls shutter speed. C. Allows for long exposures. Or D. Adjusts focus. The correct answer is C. In bulb mode, the shutter stays open for as long as you hold down the shutter button, enabling extended exposure times. Bulb mode, often marked with a B on the camera's mode dial, is a throwback to the earliest days of photography when photographers would manually remove and replace a lens cap to control exposure time. The term bulb comes from an old-style pneumatic shutter release that was shaped like a bulb. You would squeeze the bulb to open the shutter and release it to close the shutter. Today, bulb mode is widely used for capturing images in low-light conditions, shooting fireworks, capturing light trails, astrophotography, and any scenario that requires a long exposure time. Typically, a tripod and a remote shutter release are used to avoid camera shake when utilizing bulb mode. Which photographer is known for her intimate black and white portraits, especially of marginalized communities? A. Annie Leibovitz, B. Sally Mann, C. Dorothea Lange, D. Diane Arbus. The correct answer is D. Diane Arbus. She is renowned for her evocative black and white portraits, particularly of individuals on the fringes of society. Diane Arbus was an influential American photographer, known for her black and white portraits that offered an intimate and often raw perspective on marginalized communities. Arbus's subjects ranged from giants, dwarfs, transgender people, nudists, and circus performers, to everyday people in commonplace settings. Her intention was to make the invisible visible, to bring those on the outskirts of society to the center of the frame. What is a RAW file in digital photography? A. A file that is directly from the camera sensor with no in-camera processing. B. A file that is ready for online sharing. C. A high-resolution JPEG file. D. A black and white image file. The correct answer is A. A file that is directly from the camera sensor with no in-camera processing. This is what we call a RAW file in digital photography. A RAW file is a type of image file that contains unprocessed or minimally processed data from a digital camera's sensor. Think of it as the digital equivalent of a negative in film photography. Because RAW files are unprocessed, they come out looking flat and dark. But this format is preferred by professional photographers because it captures all the data recorded by the sensor, offering the highest quality output. RAW files are much larger than JPEGs because they contain more information. This extra information allows for more flexibility and control during post-processing. You can adjust the exposure, white balance, and colors without losing quality, which is why it's often referred to as a digital negative. Who is renowned for his landscape photography, particularly his black and white images of the American West? A. Robert Capa, B. Steve McCurry, C. Dorothea Lange, D. Ansel Adams. The correct answer is D. Ansel Adams. He is famed for his black and white landscape photographs of the American West, particularly Yosemite National Park. Ansel Adams was an American photographer and environmentalist. He developed a systematic approach to photography called the zone system, which was a method to determine proper exposure and adjust the contrast of the final print. This resulted in clarity and depth in his photographs. Adams's stunning landscapes are not just a testament to his photographic skills, but also reflect his deep love for nature. He used his work to promote conservation efforts and was instrumental in the establishment of the Kings Canyon National Park. His photographs continue to inspire photographers and nature lovers alike, emphasizing the importance of preserving these landscapes for future generations. What does the term chromatic aberration refer to in photography? A. A style of post-processing. B. Color fringing at high contrast boundaries in the image. C. A type of camera sensor. D. An old-fashioned developing technique. Color fringing at high contrast boundaries in the image is known as chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration, also known as color fringing or purple fringing, is a common optical issue that occurs when a lens is either unable to bring all wavelengths of color to the same focal plane and/or when wavelengths of color are focused at different positions in the focal plane. This results in a misalignment of colors, typically visible at high contrast edges of objects within the frame, where you may see fringes of color along lines that separate dark and bright parts of the image. Although many modern lenses include special elements and coatings to reduce chromatic aberration, it can still occur, especially in high contrast situations or when using wide apertures. Many post-processing software tools can also help to reduce or eliminate the appearance of chromatic aberration. What is the phrase golden hour referring to in photography? A. The hour after sunrise or before sunset during which daylight is redder and softer. B. The most productive hour in a photographer's day. C. The hour when the camera battery is fully charged? Or D. The first hour of a photo shoot? The correct answer is A. This refers to the time after sunrise or before sunset, during which daylight is redder and softer. This period is referred to as the golden hour in photography. The golden hour, sometimes called magic hour, is a period shortly after sunrise or before sunset during which daylight is softer and redder than when the sun is higher in the sky. This time frame is highly valued by photographers for its unique, warm, natural lighting that can yield beautiful and dramatic photographic results. The exact duration of the golden hour varies, depending on the time of year and geographical location. During this period, the sun is near the horizon, resulting in a softer, more diffused light as the sunlight travels through more of the Earth's atmosphere. This reduces the contrast in the scene and can help bring out more details and colors in your images. A huge thank you to all our friends out there who joined us for this journey into the world of photography. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If your hunger for photography trivia isn't quite satisfied, don't worry. We've got more to come. To make sure you don't miss out on our next trivia session, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@photomentor. I am Charlie Clickster, looking forward to celebrating the art of photography together. Until next time, stay focused, be creative, and keep telling incredible stories.